At 6. First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu presents 2025 budget of over 3 trillion naira to Lagos House of Assembly. House of Representatives rejects bill proposing 6-year single tenure rotational presidency. On the Foreign International Criminal Court issues arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister, former Defense Minister, Hamas leader. And in sports, Super Falcons to know opponents for 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has presented the year 2025 budget estimates of 3.005 trillion naira to the State House of Assembly, tagged Budget of Sustainability. Governor Sanwo-Olu described the budget as a blueprint for continuity, resilience, and prosperity for Lagosians, targeting 5 key pillars, including infrastructure, sustainability, economic diversification, social inclusion, governance, and institutional reforms. According to him, investments will be made in the education, healthcare, social welfare, as well as expansion of existing roads, infrastructure, drainage systems to mitigate the impact of climate change.
As we prepare for the approval and implementation of this budget, I'm also urging us to play their part in building a Lagos that endures. Let us remember that sustainability is not just about preserving resources, it is also about creating opportunity for the future while meeting the needs of the present. The development of any mega city like ours is the responsibility of both the public and the private sector. And to this end, we will continue to explore public-private partnership strategies in the provision of infrastructure, in the provision of social services, and in the conversion of the challenges to opportunities within the context of the scarce resources available.
Support initiatives that will ensure access to finance to assist micro, small entrepreneurs, startups, and other innovative technological programs, and also the tourism sector to attract foreign investments and position Lagos as a truly competitive state. Our correspondent Adeola Kinele reports that the budget is expected to impact positively on the lives of over 20 million Lagosians and set the tone on how governance will be driven in 2025 using technology to drive effective service delivery in the state. Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, has urged Nigerians to keep hope alive in the midst of economic challenges in the country. Obasa made the call during the presentation of the 2025 budget estimates to the House by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Obasa said the 2025 budget estimates themed Budget of Sustainability is a confirmation of the government's commitment to sustainable development and economic growth.
We recognize the current economic upheaval, but we are confident that our strategic plans will stimulate growth, attract investment, and improve the standard of living for the Lagosians.
He said the budget of sustainability will further boost the realization of remarkable economic transformation, infrastructural renewal, and development towards a greater Lagos. Our correspondent Abiola Fagbolagun reports that the capital expenditure of the budget size is 1.766 trillion naira, which represents 59%, while the recurrent is 1.239 trillion naira, representing 41%. The Nigerian Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus (NG Cares) Lagos State Livelihood Support Delivery Platform 1.3 has empowered about 5,000 vulnerable persons in 4 local government areas of Lagos State. The empowerment, which was done in collaboration with the Lagos State Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation (WAPA), was set up by the federal government to assist indigent persons across the country. Speaking at the event, which held at the Women Development Center Agege, head of the Livelihood Delivery Platform Lagos Cares, Toyin Salami, said it is part of the program established to eradicate poverty and as well strengthen small and medium enterprises, as the sector is the bedrock of the country's economy. Salami noted that the previous editions have impacted over 3,000 beneficiaries, and the ongoing edition is targeted at 5,000 beneficiaries, with about 3,300 already impacted on. On her part, the facilitator, Buki Femi Ajala, explained that the beneficiaries were trained on business management skills, bookkeeping, and other managerial skills for a thriving business enterprise. Earlier, beneficiaries hinted on incorporating the training they have acquired into their businesses, adding that the grants given to them will help them acquire more equipment and enhance their work productivity. As part of efforts in empowering the electorate with their basic rights and responsibilities, the Lagos State Office of Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement has held a one-day advocacy on voter education in the Ikorodu Division. Special Advisor to the Governor on Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, Tajuddin Afolabi, while welcoming the participants at the Palace of the Ayogbure of Ikorodu, said the event is part of the office's mandate to educate citizens on their rights and responsibilities as voters, as well as the government's role in serving its people. He also said the power attached to the fulfillment of civic responsibility is potent to the extent that it influences the decision-making process of a government, noting that voter apathy during election can negatively impact the electoral process and undermine the outcome of an election. Appreciating the participants, Permanent Secretary, Office of Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, Shalabumi Shashure, said another area that needs focusing on is how to assist the elderly during the electoral process so that they can also exercise their civic rights. On his part, the Ayogbure of Ikorodu, His Royal Majesty Oba Kabiru Shotobi, assured the state government that the residents of Ikorodu will remain committed to fulfilling their civic right through voting, calling for more polling booths to cater for the ever-increasing residents of the area. The participants were exposed to various initiatives of the government by other invited agencies such as the Lagos State Health Scheme, LASHMA, Lagos State Residents Registration Agency, LASRA, as well as the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. Now to the rest of the stories. The House of Representatives has rejected a bill seeking to amend the 1999 Constitution to allow for a single tenure of 6 years for the President, state governors, and area council chairmen. This bill, sponsored by the member representing the Idiato North, Idiato South Federal Constituency, Imo State, Ikenga Ugochinyere, and 33 others, also sought the rotation of the office of the President between the North and South regions and the governorship among the 3 senatorial districts in each state of the Federation. The proposed legislation seeks to alter sections 76, 106, 132, and 136 in the 1999 Constitution as amended. The general principles of the bill noted that the amendments are to ensure inclusive governance and curb wastages occasioned by 4-year periodic elections. The bill was rejected by the lawmakers when it was put to a voice vote by the Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, who presided over plenary. The Senate has approved President Bola Tinubu's loan request of $2.2 billion to partially finance the 9.7 trillion naira budget deficit for the 2024 fiscal year. The approval followed the presentation of a report by the chairman, Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debt, Liu Wamako, during plenary. Presiding over the session, Deputy Senate President Jibrin Barao commended the committee for its swift action and thorough examination of the loan request. It will be recalled that in a letter read during the Senate and House of Representatives plenaries on Tuesday, President Tinubu had explained that the loan was integral to his administration's fiscal strategy for the coming year. Now to foreign news. The International Criminal Court (ICC) has issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, his former defense chief Yoav Gallant, as well as a Hamas leader Ibrahim al-Masri for alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity. In their decision to grant the warrant, the ICC judges said there were reasonable grounds to believe Netanyahu and Gallant were criminally responsible for starvation in Gaza and the persecution of Palestinians. The warrant for al-Masri's lists charges of mass killings during the October 7, 2023 attacks on Israel that triggered the Gaza war include rape and the taking of hostages. Meanwhile, Israel has rejected the jurisdiction of the Hague-based court and denies war crimes in Gaza. In our sports, nine-time champions Nigeria Super Falcons will know their opponents for the group phase of next year's Women's Africa Cup of Nations competition when the draw is conducted at the Technic Center of the Mohammed VI Football Complex in Saleh outside Rabat, Morocco on Friday evening. The field of 12 finalist teams will be framed into 3 groups of 4 teams each, with the top 2 teams in each group, as well as the best 2 third-placed teams in the 3 groups, advancing to the quarterfinals of the competitions scheduled for Morocco. Of the 12 previous tournaments held since Nigeria hosted the inaugural in 1998, the Super Falcons have been victorious 9 times, with Equatorial Guinea winning twice and South Africa swooping to victory in the last edition hosted by Morocco in July 2022. The 13th Women Africa Cup of Nations will take place from the 5th of July to the 26th of July 2025. And that's all for the news at 6. Do not drink and drive. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms on X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website at www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration strengthened alliances with 200 representatives from various women-focused NGOs in the state as part of efforts to alleviate the economic plight of women residents in the state? You can get more details on the Lagos State government's website. To end the news are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has presented the year 2025 budget estimates of 3.005 trillion naira to the State House of Assembly, tagged Budget of Sustainability. The House of Representatives has rejected a bill seeking to amend the 1999 Constitution to allow for a single tenure of 6 years for the President, state governors, and area council chairmen. Also told you that the International Criminal Court (ICC) has issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, his former defense chief Yoav Gallant, as well as a Hamas leader Ibrahim al-Masri for alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity. And in sports, 9-time champions Nigeria Super Falcons will know their opponents for the group phase of next year's Women's Africa Cup of Nations competition when the draw is conducted at the Technic Center of the Mohammed VI Football Complex in Saleh outside Rabat, Morocco on Friday evening. For contacts with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Adeswa Ejoyoka. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good evening.